Welcome back to English Edition. My name is Nicole King. I'm going to start off this week's programme running through what the Town Hall has been up to over the past week. We'll also be going across to the British Chamber of Commerce's Christmas Do, and then we'll be welcoming some guests into the studio to find out what our local international residents are up to, so you get a good overall view of what's going on behind the scenes in Marbella right now. Anyway, let's start with that news. Work on the creation of a new riverside walkway in the Arroyo Benabolá area has now been completed. The project consists of a 1.5-kilometre path designed for leisure and recreation, while also helping to address flooding problems caused by river overflows. The total budget has been approached €6 million. After a year and a half of construction work, the City Council has completed the Benabolá Riverside Walkway project. Taking advantage of the need to address sanitation issues, discharges and water infiltration affecting the area, for which the European Union has issued several warnings, a comprehensive urban integration project has been carried out. The total investment amounts to €6 million, financed through a funding agreement with Hydralia. The result is a new open public space connecting Avenida del Prado in Nueva Andalucía with Puerto Banús.
El adecuar un paseo fluvial que permita desde Nueva Andalucía hasta Puerto Banús más de prácticamente 1,5 kilómetros de longitud, y que pudiéramos tener una zona donde la gente también disfrutara con zona de estancia, luminaria, bancos, fuentes, en fin, que fuera algo agradable, urbano, y que pudiéramos integrar este proyecto, un proyecto que al final era un proyecto de saneamiento, que pudiéramos integrarlo dentro de la ciudad.
In addition to improving the walkway and installing a wooden pedestrian bridge, the project resolves a serious flooding problem that affected the area, especially the tunnel beneath the N340 National Road. This section falls under the responsibility of the Ministry of Development, which on several occasions rejected the municipal request to carry out the works. Following recent heavy rainfall and under emergency regulations, the City Council decided to act, carrying out works that guarantee safety and eliminate the risk of flooding for up to 500-year river rise scenario.
El túnel de Banús es un túnel seguro, con una acera que antes no existía. Hemos puesto un tanque de tormenta de más de 60.000 litros para evitar que haya ninguna inundación de ese túnel, y por lo tanto hacerlo pues como tiene que ser, un paso donde hay mucho tráfico y además mucho tránsito de peatones.
This is a major sanitation project that integrates new urban spaces and guarantees traffic safety in the area, covering a total surface area of around 40,000 square metres. Elderly people who live alone will receive a package of Christmas products to help make the festive season more bearable. This initiative has been launched by the City Council together with the DYA Association and has been running for the past 5 years. The aim is to ensure that all vulnerable groups are cared for and able to enjoy the holidays. The initiative was launched during the pandemic, and since then, every Christmas the Department of Social Rights, together with Marbella Voluntaria and DYA, has been spreading festive cheer by distributing food parcels to people who live alone. This extraordinary action forms part of the Faro programme, which supports around 40 people throughout the year, ensuring that no one is left without a Christmas celebration.
Lo que empezamos es a organizar el llevarles a su domicilio unas cestas pues con los productos típicos navideños, ¿no? Evidentemente adecuado a lo que eran sus necesidades, pues porque hay algunos que son diabéticos, hay algunos que tienen dificultad o que tienen algún tratamiento médico que les impiden tomar algunos de estos dulces navideños, entonces se les cambia por otro.
This is one of several programmes run by the City Council to support people with fewer resources or those who live alone. It is complemented by the Food Security Programme, to which €200,000 have been allocated this year. Through this scheme, 400 families, around 700 people, including 200 children, have received assistance. During the Christmas period, this support is further reinforced.
se hace una tarjeta monedero extra, que lo han recibido todos ellos, y además, para algunas circunstancias excepcionales, se hace una partida presupuestaria de unos 10.000 euros, por lo tanto, unas 100 tarjetas más que van destinadas a esas personas, porque entendemos que en Navidad también se tienen que hacer algunos gastos extraordinarios, sobre todo dentro de ese programa de garantía alimentaria.
Both programs, Faro and the Food Security Program, have secured funding in next year's municipal budget. The Town Council has signed an agreement to fix long-standing issues and complete the development of the second phase of the San Pedro Alcántara industrial estate. The plan involves an investment of close to €3 million and will bring major upgrades to essential services such as drainage, electricity and water supply. The local government has taken the final step to launch the project that will fully complete the second phase of the San Pedro Alcántara industrial estate. The area has faced problems since the mid-1990s, issues that prevented the site from being officially handed over to the town council. After regulating the first phase, the council has now approved a cooperation agreement that will allow the same process to move forward in the second section. A technical study commissioned by the property owners estimates the required investment of €2.87 million.
El ayuntamiento tendrá también que ser una parte de que abone, nosotros tenemos aproximadamente un 7% en cuanto a parcelas municipales de esa fase 2 del polígono, que asciende a 94.000 metros cuadrados. Es una parte importantísima de desarrollo de San Pedro, o sea, necesitamos que la fase 2 del desarrollo esté culminada para que todos los propietarios de las naves, para todos los que quieren estar desarrollando su suelo, tengan la garantía de que todos los viales, la iluminación, saneamiento, abastecimiento está en perfecto estado.
The agreement, approved at a local government meeting held in San Pedro, will now go through a public consultation period before receiving final approval. A process expected to take about 20 days. At the same time, the mayor explained that owners of the industrial units will need to come together to form a development entity. The local government has also announced that further improvements to the industrial estate will be included in the 2026 municipal budget, with €1.25 million allocated for the construction of a new recycling centre. Additional measures will also be carried out to improve the use of 2 municipal plots created to support parking and boost economic activity in the area.
Un punto limpio que nos reclamaban parte de los integrantes del polígono, de las dos fases, fase 1 y fase 2, también de los vecinos de San Pedro Alcántara, y por lo tanto, una vez que se ha destinado y tenemos determinada la parcela, en cuanto entre en vigor el presupuesto, y estamos hablando del día 1 de enero, porque nuestro objetivo es poder aprobar de manera definitiva el presupuesto el día 23 de diciembre, una vez que entre en vigor el presupuesto, nosotros sacaremos la licitación de esa obra.
Major refurbishment work is underway at the Las Albarizas Nursery School. The City Council is carrying out repairs to the cornices and creating new shaded areas, amongst other improvements. The works are expected to last at least 3 weeks. Through the Educational Facilities Plan, the Department of Works is carrying out improvements at the Las Albarizas Municipal Nursery School. The works will last around 3 weeks and include the creation of shaded spaces as well as repairs to the facade cornices. In total, the intervention covers an area of approximately 2,500 square meters.
Donde unos 800 metros son en exterior, donde se ha cambiado la imagen, aprovechando y haciéndola mucho más dinámica y atractiva para que los más pequeños lo disfruten, y luego unos 1.700 metros en la zona interior, que han garantizado también la conservación de estos espacios.
The works at the Las Albarizas nursery add to those already completed at the Biblioteca Central Fernando Alcalá, where improvements were made to the exterior paintwork and the roof. The next educational facility scheduled for upgrades will be the Santa Teresa School.
Vamos a volver a Santa Teresa, donde se van a hacer una inversión de aproximadamente unos 100.000 euros. Son temas eléctricos, temas de sombra, temas de pavimentación, mejoras en la calefacción, mejoras en los ventanales, mejoras en los cuartos de baño. Son mejoras generales que todos los colegios van necesitando por los años que tienen cada uno de ellos.
Overall, the City Council has allocated more than €1.3 million this year to improvements and repairs at educational facilities across the city. This Christmas, Andalusia is looking to Marbella more than ever. The traditional nativity scene has been inaugurated at the San Telmo Palace in Seville, the seat of the Andalusian government. This year's nativity has been created by the Marbella Nativity Scene Association. 150 different figures and 4 days of assembly are now on display for the world to see. That is how the Marbella Nativity Scene Association describes this moment. Under the title Light of the World, the association has been responsible this year for creating the nativity scene that can be visited at the Palacio de San Telmo in Seville until the 6th of January. The president of the Andalusian regional government, together with the mayor of Marbella, officially inaugurated the display.
Que tradicionalmente estos belenes que se instalan en San Telmo y que son muy visitados vienen del interior de Andalucía y de municipios con larga tradición belenista. Nos ha sorprendido a todos que haya sido una ciudad urbana, una ciudad cosmopolita, una ciudad referencia del turismo, que sea precisamente este año la que lo haga a través de la Asociación de Belenistas de Marbella. Así que me parece algo nuevo, novedoso, y además las expectativas eran muy altas y tengo que decirle a la alcaldesa que se han cumplido.
The mayor also expressed her pride in the work carried out, highlighting that it represents a major promotional boost for the city.
Marbella se la reconoce por muchos aspectos, pero a lo mejor no tanto por ser defensora de nuestras tradiciones, y el Belén es una de ellas, y que se comprometieran a hacerlo con el esfuerzo que eso supone, yo creo que también con la responsabilidad, porque van a ser miles de andaluces los que van a pasar por aquí. Yo creo que para nuestra ciudad, bueno, pues no hay nada que le dé más respaldo a nuestra marca que también se una a esa tradición navideña.
2 years ago, the Andalusian Federation of Nativity Scene Associations selected the Marbella Group for this project, and with the support of the City Council, it has now become a reality this Christmas. The association has been working on the nativity scene since May. Designed with 4 viewing sides and different perspectives, it features nearly 150 figures of varying sizes and numerous decorative elements. 4 days were needed for its assembly, resulting in a display that has received widespread praise.
Hemos cuidado cada detalle, cada rincón. Por ejemplo, el pesebre, que es el que vemos aquí ahora mismo, tiene, creo que son alrededor de unas 300 piedrecitas, todas hechas en por spam, cortadas y esculpidas una a una, talladas. O sea, esto va pegado uno a uno. Es un Belén de una gran envergadura, pero no podía ser de otra forma porque sabíamos la responsabilidad que este Belén tenía.
After creating the municipal nativity scene in previous years, the association now takes pride in having met this major challenge for the enjoyment of all Andalusians. The City Council maintains a total of 106 children's play areas across the city, with daily conservation and maintenance work, including cleaning. The most recent intervention has taken place at the children's playground located in the Rio Benabolá area, where a full refurbishment has been carried out. The City Council has just completed a comprehensive renovation of the children's playground located in the Pilar Miraflores neighbourhood, specifically in the central Rio Benabolá area. The facility had become outdated and obsolete, and the Department of Works has carried out an intervention aimed at improving the play area for children aged between 3 and 5.
Renovado toda la superficie, unos 250 metros cuadrados se han renovado, se han introducido una serie de elementos totalmente nuevos, se han introducido también elementos inclusivos para permitir a niños que tienen una movilidad reducida que puedan utilizar también esos elementos, y es la tónica general que estamos siguiendo desde el equipo de gobierno.
The work carried out, including the repair and improvement of play equipment, renewal of the safety flooring and painting, forms part of the municipal plan to improve safety, accessibility and quality in children's play facilities.
Al final todos estos parques, o todos los parques, o 106 parques que tenemos en el municipio, están siempre muy cercanos a zonas y núcleos de población con mucha afluencia, y por lo tanto con barrios donde hay pequeños viviendo. Por lo tanto, el hecho de tenerlos mantenidos, el hecho de tenerlos mejorados, el hecho de seguir manteniéndolos periódicamente es un plus que le damos con respecto a otras ciudades que lamentablemente no tienen este servicio.
In recent months, the City Council has renovated more than 630 square metres of children's playgrounds located in Puerto Banús and Nueva Andalucía. It is a day set aside not only for spending time together, but also for taking stock. We are talking about the meeting held between the City Council and neighbourhood associations, where the local authority outlined some of its main management priorities for 2026. The event also served to thank residents for their efforts to energise the city and strengthen community life. An event focused on community, reflection on the past year, and above all, sharing quality time. A pause from the daily rush to reaffirm the commitment to improving each of the city's neighbourhoods. This was the spirit of the meeting held at the Nueva Andalucía Multi-Purpose Social Centre, attended by neighbourhood groups from across the municipality. It is the second time the Department of Citizen Participation has organised this gathering. Around 20 neighbourhood associations took part, represented by members of their executive boards who work voluntarily throughout the year for the benefit of their communities. Marbella, the mayor noted, is proud to have such a strong and active social fabric.
Sería imposible llegar a donde llegamos si no fuera a través vuestro. Y eso es gracias al enorme esfuerzo, al trabajo que vosotros hacéis de manera absolutamente desinteresada. La cantidad de horas que echáis.
The mayor also highlighted the work of the Department of Citizen Participation, which acts as a key link between the City Council and local residents.
Pero siempre la hemos liado preparando los eventos, y aunque ellos colaboran, queríamos crear ese punto de encuentro, dedicarle un día a ellos, que ellos no tengan que estar detrás de la barra con el equipo de sonido, con las actuaciones, sino que estén todos juntos y todos preparados para divertirse, para darse buenos deseos y para disfrutar la Navidad, como bien decimos, entre vecinos.
Está encima de todos los políticos en lo que estamos pidiendo, luchando para que no se queden dormidos en los laureles.
During the event, a visual yearbook was also shown, reviewing the calendar of activities now coming to an end, including the Christmas Among Neighbours programme that takes place during the festive season.
Este programa ya es el cuarto año que se está llevando a cabo, es un acierto por parte de Participación Ciudadana.
Overall, the event was a public show of appreciation for the neighbourhood association network that plays such an important role in city life. Another charitable event, different in nature but charitable all the same. On Thursday, Hidralia, the company that manages the city's water service, donated up to 180 toys to various local groups. The City Council has supported this initiative, which aims to ensure that no one misses out on at least a little of the magic of Christmas. Hidralia has once again upheld its traditional Christmas commitment with a toy donation. Accompanied by the mayor, the company's representative presented 60 gifts to each of the 3 participating associations.
Hay que agradecer un año más la colaboración por parte de una entidad como Hidralia, que se suma a las propuestas que siempre le hemos hecho desde el ayuntamiento, y en este caso son 9 años los que se llevan donando juguetes a través de las propias asociaciones, que serán después las que hagan el reparto.
A total of 180 toys were donated to the associations Principito, Caritas Divina Pastora and Virgen del Cisne. Hidralia's provincial director took the opportunity to highlight the importance of the volunteer work carried out by these organizations.
Que son los que desinteresadamente dan su mano, su ilusión por cubrir este espacio que la sociedad para personas vulnerables, para los niños que no van a tener ningún regalo, puedan estar ahí.
Ultimately, these are dates when no child should be left without a gift.
Nos parece un gesto muy bonito. Es verdad que Hidralia, durante los últimos años, a través de la Delegación de Derechos Sociales de Isabel, nos ha tenido en cuenta. Entonces, muy agradecidos porque a los niños siempre les hace mucha ilusión. Muchísimas gracias a ellos. Nosotros entregamos en Explanada del Calvario, la Ermita del Calvario, el día domingo 21 a todas las familias que vayan, ecuatorianas o no ecuatorianas, todas son bienvenidas, y festejamos y agasajamos a los niños y la Navidad.
Llevamos ya unos pocos de años recibiéndola. Desde Hidralia le agradecemos desde Caritas toda la ayuda que nos da, junto a servicios sociales como a María Ángeles, la alcaldesa. Nosotros entregaremos los juguetes el día de Reyes, con antelación, un par de días antes de Reyes.
One of the most eagerly awaited social facilities will become a reality by mid-2026, We are talking about the care home for older people being built at Trapiche del Prado, where work has now entered its final stage. It is a complex project made up of 2 buildings where interior finishes are already underway. The construction works on the public residential care home for older people at Trapiche del Prado have entered their final stretch, and the town hall expects them to be completed by the end of next June. This ambitious and much-needed project, with an investment of close to 10 million euros, is being made possible thanks to collaboration between the local council and the regional government.
Los trabajos están programados, los materiales están pedidos, se están llevando a un ritmo realmente bueno y entendemos que en los próximos meses se van a ver mucho más avances en una obra tan demandada por los vecinos de Marbella. Hay que destacar que esa fecha de finalización es un compromiso firme por la Delegación de Obras y es un compromiso firme por la empresa que ha realizado las mejoras en el Trapiche del Prado, pero también las mejoras y la creación de esta nueva residencia.
A new phase of work has now begun, focusing on installations and interior finishes in the buildings that make up the complex. At the same time, masonry work, enclosures and interior finishes are progressing on the first building located next to the historic Trapiche del Prado. External landscaping and development of the surrounding area is also continuing.
Los trabajos se están enfocando ahora mismo en trabajo eléctrico, en climatización, en enfoscado. Al final es la finalización de una obra tan importante como esta y que va a dar lugar a un espacio y a un ámbito donde los más mayores del municipio podrán alojarse y también donde podrán disfrutar en una serie de jardines que lleva aparejada esta obra.
Once these works are completed, further work will continue to fully integrate the entire complex, where the care home will coexist with the already restored Trapiche del Prado, now converted into an interpretation centre.
Luego es cierto que hay una serie de zonas que acompañan tanto al Trapiche como a la residencia, que son zonas que se ejecutarán por parte del Ayuntamiento de Marbella, independientemente a lo que son estas obras. Pero sí, se completará así la fusión de los 2 edificios. Un edificio histórico de nuestro municipio como el Trapiche, que complementará los usos de la residencia y que además dotará al Ayuntamiento de Marbella de nuevos equipamientos para diferentes actividades, pero que también servirá para los más mayores del municipio.
Improvement works are underway on the southern bypass of San Pedro Alcántara to enhance accessibility and road safety. A new stormwater drainage network will also be built on Avenida de Burgos to prevent recurring problems during the rainy season. The budget is close to €250,000 and the works cover an area of 1,700 square meters.
Se cambia la pavimentación de solería en este caso 170 metros. Se va a aprovechar también, pues lógicamente, para sanear las raíces de todo el arbolado, que son los causantes, y un trabajo muy importante que se va a realizar es crear, es decir, construir una red de pluviales que precisamente cuando se producen esas lluvias no se produzca ese embalsamiento y que pueda hacer que el agua desagüe con fluidez y sin ningún tipo de problema.
The improvement works planned by the San Pedro Deputy's Mayor Office will take around 3 months and cover an area of 1,700 square meters. The project had been strongly requested by the Los Angeles Residents Association. Once completed, the area will gain in accessibility, road safety and appearance, as overhead electrical wiring will also be removed.
Se va a hacer también una red una red de suministro eléctrico que va a permitir, por ejemplo, el cableado aéreo que nos encontramos precisamente que cruza esta variante sur desaparezca y estos postes de madera, y a su vez también, como remate de la actuación, se va a remodelar completamente este tramo del carril bici, se va a pintar.
The municipal investment amounts to €240,000. The British Chamber of Commerce held its Christmas cocktail sponsored by La Caixa Bank this past week. The event had an impressive turnout and some entertaining speeches from Francisco Carrasco of La Caixa and Derek Langley on behalf of the British Chamber of Commerce. This gathering marked another successful year for the Chamber and its associate members. Delighted to welcome now a lovely young woman. Her name is Antonia, and she's come from Granada because she's part of the Sinergias, the synergy group founded by the lovely Elena Olcina. Antonia, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you. Thank you for welcoming me here at Marbella Television. This is a pleasure for me, coming from Granada and be hosting for you.
And a lovely event yesterday with you at the luncheon with Elena and all the Sinergias group, and then there's another event for the international group. What is special to you about the Synergy group? Why are you come all the way from Granada to have lunch with everybody?
Because first of all, this is a really human group. I mean, we are all entrepreneurs, businesswomen, men, but the point or the principle for me is that we have created a very human connection. In my opinion, to make business, you need to know each other better. And yesterday at Candela, hosting by Michael and Elsa, was just fantastic because we had the time to talk each other, to share experiences, not only experiences coming from the business side, but also personal experiences. And it was a fantastic time. I'm actually thinking that Marbella should be closer to Granada because I would like to come often.
Well, actually, it's not that far a drive, is it? It's quite a nice drive as well, though.
Yeah, it's not more than 2 hours driving from Granada.
That's like a bad day of traffic in Madrid.
No.
I mean, that's really not a big deal. We get very comfortable. The further south we get, the more comfortable we get.
Yeah,
well, it's lovely that you're here. And it's really nice because you do like gastronomic tourism, basically, from what I understand. I'm looking forward to understanding a bit more of what you do because you do it there and you're also beginning to do it here as well.
Yeah, exactly. So my company is Savor Granada, which means, okay, we are savoring this city. And I designed gastronomic and cultural experiences, pairing food, gastronomy, culture, food, heritage, traditions, everything together. Because I believe when you visit that city is not only to have a map with different spots and jumping from one spot to the other. Everything has to be put in a context to understand and to make the visitors and travelers deeply engaged with the magic of the city. And Granada is really a magical city. We also organize events, very small format event for companies because we are also working for the MICE sector. So meeting, events, congress, and particularly working on team buildings to bring the magic of Granada into companies, but outside the office.
It really is a place to disconnect because although it's a very big, important city, it's, as you say, it's like living in a history book.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just different heritages, different cultures, the different mixes of the food, the university students. I mean, it's just everything going on.
It's everything. Granada has a very long history over the centuries, and there is many things to discover when you are there. And what makes the difference at Savor Granada is that we create all these experiences in an immersive way. And all the experiences has a story to tell. So it's not that you go there. For instance, one of the tours we made is about how we teach in a way to foreign people, particularly how to go out for tapas. Because you, Nicole, you have been now for a long time here. You know perfectly the culture and the little tips that we have. But I'm sure you had this experience when you go to Spanish city, particularly in south of Spain, and you discover a tavern, a beautiful tavern full of people. And most of the foreigners are reluctant to come in, so they stay step back, and because they don't know that precisely this is a good sign, this is a good place for having tapas.
You're so right, because it's almost intimidating
Exactly.
when you don't understand. And I'm always encouraging people to get to the ferias, to get involved. But again, it just looks so foreign. And if you don't try and speak the language, which gives you a disadvantage, having someone like Antonia to guide you is definitely a good idea. Because as you say, it's not just visiting the city, it's tasting as you go along, understanding why they do what they do.
Exactly, because we work with emotion and with sensation, and we try as much as we can to teach people, is because we want to make them to learn. At the moment you learn about a culture, you are creating memories, emotion, you are making really a deeper connection with the city. And at that moment is when you creating these memories, you go back home, you remember, and the memories last forever. It's not, you can buy a souvenir, of course, yes, and I encourage people to buy nice things when traveling, particularly in Granada that we have a lot of artisans, but the memory is forever. And then also because that allows people to recommend, say, Granada, visiting Granada, because they are experiencing something new and very special.
Well, you're obviously very special and you have a great passion for what you do. Have you grown up in Granada? Are you from Granada?
Yes, I'm from Granada. I'm actually from the north of the province of Granada. A very, very nice location, very small village. But I moved when I was very young to Granada with my family. I grew up there. And then I studied economic and languages, partly in the University of Granada and also in Normandy in France.
Well, your English is amazing. When did you pick that up amongst everything else?
Oh, thank you. I'm very glad.
I thought you were going to say, and I studied in London.
No. I've never been studying in London or in any English-speaking country. But I've been working for multinational companies for many, many years. Particularly, there was multinational coming from United States. So I've been in the corporate world, if you like, for a while. For over 20 years or even more.
And now you're going to, like, I suppose, focus all this ability on you having a good time while you show everybody else how to enjoy your city. Do you have people just going for day trips? Can you organise stayovers? How does it work if people want to experience the savour of Granada?
This is a very good question, Nicole. Well, there are different formats that we can enjoy. We can propose our experiences to travelers coming to visit us. They can spend maybe you can have just one experience, gastronomical, culture, or combining both. We also organize itineraries, so they can spend more than one day in the city. Actually, my suggestion to everyone is please spend a few days in Granada because it's worth it. So there are different formats. Particularly, we are glad to offer the opportunity to tailor every experience, taking in consideration our clients' wishes. So last week, for instance, just to give you an example, we had a couple. They are coming from the United States and they want to be engaged in Granada and organize everything. And you know how lovely and romantic is Granada, right? In Albaicín, and then we're in the former Mary's neighborhood. So we are organizing something in a very precious villa that we call Carmen, as you know. And we are organizing, listening to each other and organizing everything to do something special and tailor-made. And this is something that I enjoy a lot for my customer, and I enjoy because that gives me also in my profession to discover new places and to imagine and to think about and doing every day, every single day, something new.
So from personalized small events to major events, you're ready for people just to taste Granada, savor Granada, love the name.
Yeah.
And delighted that you've come to share your passion with us. And I hope a lot of people get in contact with you to go and see Granada. I mean, definitely, I'm ready to go.
Oh, yes, you are more than welcome. You are more than welcome to come to Granada.
I think definitely.
We can organize maybe with scenarios, right?
Definitely, that would be a great idea.
Yes.
Helena, I hope you're watching, and the girls and boys, now that there are boys as well. Antonia, thank you so much, and may I take this opportunity to wish you a Merry Christmas
and
a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas to everyone, and I hope you can to Granada and to visit with Savoy Granada.
In my experience, Línea Directa is superb when it comes to insurance, particularly for expats. I have met the dedicated English-speaking team that answers our phone calls. Real people with real families who take pride in providing the best service. Whether it's for home insurance, car, motorbike, they will ensure you get the policy best suited to you. They've also got new policies, especially for our pets and anti-squatter. Everything is in English, everyone is friendly, and everyone is truly doing their best for us. Call 952 14 78 34 or go to their website lineadirector.com for further details. Delighted to welcome back to the programme Mr. Christopher Clover of Panorama Properties, the very first real estate agency ever in Marbella. Welcome to the programme, Chris. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you so much for inviting me again to share my experience with you.
Well, I mean, who has more experience in Marbella than you when it comes to real estate? Honestly, we could say nobody. I mean, that's quite a statement to make.
Well, there are a lot of people with a lot of experience, but I guess I've been here longer than anyone else. We weren't the first real estate agency in Marbella. There were maybe 5 real estate agencies when we arrived, but none of them are around today. So that makes us the longest established real estate agency in Marbella. We opened our office in 1970. We were the first international real estate agency in Marbella and the first real estate agency in Spain to bring property inspection flights, which we brought plane loads of Americans to buy properties along the coast. In the early 70s, we sold over 200 properties in Nueva Andalucía, and we opened our office based on our success because we actually started the flights in 1968.
I mean, was this based on the Hollywood fame still of all those American stars coming to Marbella? Because it's a weird place for Americans to flock to back in the 70s, perhaps.
Well, maybe it was the attraction. Obviously, there's certain areas of America which, well, America is all comprised of immigrants, and a lot of people have a lot of money, and had and still have, and we're seeing a resurgence of Americans purchasing properties here today. But my father was an agent, like my grandfather, who was an agent, who opened his first real estate agency in Chicago in 1904. And then he helped my father set up his agency in Charlottesville, Virginia in '52. My father was very successful and selling Jeffersonian estates and large properties around the central part of Virginia. And in 1967, he bought an international real estate agency called Panorama as a second activity, because it was located in Washington, the main office, 2 hours drive from Charlottesville. So that's how we started.
And did he send you over here to run this branch, or was it you that branched out?
We opened the office here in 1970. I joined him in 71 and moved over here only for a year with my dear first wife, Kirsten, who's Danish, and best friend today, mother of my children, Alex and Katinka, who are still working with me.
Which is, I think, the nicest legacy, to have a family business that you are able to pass on to your children, and they're doing an amazing job.
And I am a proud grandfather since October the 3rd.
Congratulations.
So Sophie, the first, second, third, fourth, the fifth generation in real estate, will be the fifth generation in real estate in 18 or 20 years.
Okay, grandfather has spoken. He's got a plan.
And we're a team of 32 people. We have great offices, beautiful representative office, modern offices in Puerto Romano, and another office, which is our main office, opposite the Marbella Club. And we also operate a third office or a second agency called Punta Romana Real Estate in a joint venture with the Punta Romana Hotel. So we're busy. The market is wonderful. It's active. It's growing. We're experts in our business. I write a very detailed market report, which is available in our magazines. And our magazines are available at our offices. And it's also available online at www.panorama.es.
Well, it's lovely that you brought up the report, because every year you've been, for quite a few years, I remember 8, 10, 9 years ago, chatting about these annual reports that you put out. What are the objective when you bring this out? What are the information you want people to understand when it comes to investing?
Well, I think to prepare these reports, this year's was 40 pages. It takes a lot of study, not only just your own experience and your own subjective impressions of the market, but you have to look at the numbers. You have to look at, by the way, we have a wonderful new website through the notaries, the notariado.org website, and which gives, for the first time, a lot of statistics on a municipal level, which we haven't had before. We've had it on a national level, we've had it on a provincial level, but we never had it on a municipal level before, and even postcodes. So you have information as to the nationalities of the buyers, the average price in the different postcodes of within Marbella itself, which is an amazing amount of information that we never had before. For example, there was a surprise when I looked into it, discovered it the first time and towards the end of October, that the main purchasers in Estepona for the last year have been Dutch, not from the UK, which is very interesting that that tiny country can be our leading foreign purchaser in the Estepona market. The Marbella market remains UK, less, but still a significant lead over the next population. So we look at the statistics very carefully. We we analyze the different residential areas. We give real examples of real sales prices in those residential areas, which your professional valuers and valuation companies, they can't do, because they don't know the real sales price, because it's not published on the individual. So we give on an individual basis. So they give their valuation basis. Idealista gives the basis of the asking prices, but not the real selling prices. So we give a good sample of real selling prices in different categories of properties and different conditions of properties in different residential areas of Marbella, which helps people really understand what the market is, what people are paying for properties, and potentially what their properties might be worth. But every property is its own world, and therefore it needs a specialized valuation from people who know the market well.
Well, obviously you have a very good grip on the market, particularly the local market. It's lovely to be able to chat with you once again. It's almost a tradition that we have a chat after each year when you do your report. Congratulations with Sophie. Sophie or Sophia?
Sophia.
Sophia. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That is a lot of fun. And also on your very successful family business. Christopher Clover showing us how it's done. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Nicole, for asking me to join you and share our experience.
It's a pleasure.
Zero Hero, welcome to Exotica. Welcome to Exotica.
Zero Heroes, welcome to Urban Chive.
My next guest, it's her birthday. So absolutely delighted that as a birthday gift, we can interview her for the first time on television because it's a new experience for Hannah. But she has launched a great initiative called Pitch and Plate. And she contacted me because she knows that I'm a big one for hashtag Better Together and thought that this was right up my street. So thank you for contacting me, Hannah.
Thank you, Nicole, for having me.
And happy birthday.
Thank you. That was a great way to celebrate my birthday. Thank you for having me.
So before we start talking about Pitch and Plate, where are you from? What's your story?
Well, I'm Moroccan. I came here 12 years ago. And actually I came here to study Spanish and then one thing after another, and then I became a healthcare manager during 10 years here in Spain. And 3 months ago, I thought, okay, since I'm good in networking, I know a lot of people, I know how to connect people. I love trying restaurants, and Marbella is the best place to try restaurants because you can be in different restaurants every day and you still can not try all the restaurants that are here. So I thought, what is the best way or how people connect usually? So if we think about it, if you want to make networking in a human way, actually we either share food, well, let's go and have a drink, or let's go and have lunch, or let's go and have dinner. So this is how people connect actually. So I thought, okay, thinking of a structure of it, no? So, and also we connect through personal stories. I mean, we can connect usually if there is PowerPoint or something like this, we can learn, of course. But to connect is when someone is sharing something personal and then you feel like you resonate with what they are saying in a human way. So this is where it comes the idea from Pitch and Plate. No? First, pitching, I call like 3 founders. And the founders, usually they have to say what's their story and how do they get to success. So it's not like what I have is how do they get to success, no? So people actually resonate with the human stories, So from all the guests that are coming to my event to network, actually it's becoming more easy because everybody's resonating with the human story, and then you're mixing it with a little bit of food and having a drink together and a laugh and a show, and then the networking is much more human, easy, and has more impact.
It's curious. I mean, it's a lovely concept, and I think more and more we hear about people talking about the human aspect of the networking. I think too often we get so busy selling ourselves, promoting ourselves, and it just is purely business and what can you get out of somebody,
yes,
as opposed to how can we complement each other.
Exactly.
Not only for business, but also for social events. And Marbella, I think, is very special for that if you can get in the right groups, the right circles.
Exactly. So that's why I call it Pitch and Plate, the human business table. So naturally, when you connect with people in a human way and you have this feeling of trust, then the business and creating experiences or business is more easy. And Marbella, since is an international hub and is becoming, every time is becoming like focused on business, no? So it's a good way, to take to change a little bit, the stereotype people have about Marbella, and to just make it like we can network, and also we can do it in a human way, not not only in the Marbella way, as we say,
So what events have you done? What are your plans? What's coming up?
I've done two, first edition and the second edition. Actually, the second edition was last week. It was in the beautiful restaurant of Love Olivia Valer. Thank you actually for the great organization. The food was amazing. Everybody was happy. I've received more than 80 people, 80 founders and entrepreneurs. I had 4 speakers, Dr. Masha Malka, also TARC patients, and Benjamin Burasso and Alejandra also. They were one of all the speakers in my event. And the events went great. I had also the help of for the media as well. And I was so proud of myself in the events. I didn't expect that it would be this successful. Everybody was happy. The feedback were great. And actually, I'm going for the 3rd edition.
When will that be?
Maybe in 2 months. I haven't choose the venue yet, the next venue yet. So it's every time it should be different. Like every time I will have like a different gastronomy. Every time I will have a different venue. Every time I will have a different show. Every time I will have different speakers. So every time it should be absolutely different than the first time. And so I need more time for creativity, but I'm sure the 3rd edition will be as great as the second one.
Undeniably, it's lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you for contact. We'll keep in touch so we can keep sharing with the community the things you're doing. And happy birthday, happy Christmas, and happy New Year.
Thank you. Same to you. Yes. After that, I'll celebrate my birthday now.
Wonderful. Go do it. Fabulous.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, and thank you for everybody watching us. Nice to meet you all.
Hello customers are welcome to Restaurant Alameda in Oval Urban Hotel in Marbella.
Hero, welcome to Hard Rock Hotel Marbella.
Zero Hero,
Welcome to Vigo Banús.
And the last guest this afternoon is the lovely Lily Carmen Taylor, a young journalist recently graduated from Sheffield University and back on the Costa del Sol, which is where she grew up. Lily, welcome to English Edition Marbella now. Lovely to have you on the programme.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. I'm honestly so excited to chat about this.
This is what you've studied for.
Yes,
I mean,
it is.
You've had a dream of being on television. You found yourself intrigued in journalism and actually managed to get yourself out of Spain, because I believe you wanted to study a university locally. And maybe it was your parents that encouraged you to be brave and go back to the UK. You glad you did that?
Oh, 100%. I think it was always in the back of my mind that I might go to England. But I think I've also, part of me felt that it was safer just to stay here, even if it was Madrid, but as long as it's this country. And then, I definitely got the boost of confidence from my mum and dad, and also just the eagerness to go and have a little bit of an adventure. So no, I'm really, really glad I did branch out and go back. I'm also very glad I'm back now.
But it's funny, isn't it? Because you grew up here, so this is your home. So basically you went to study abroad. You weren't going back home to study. And I think that sometimes when we come over to live here and then our kids grow up here, we can't really empathise with how they see it, because for you it's a whole different experience. This is your home, and England was somewhere that was home to your parents? Do you feel you identify with them better now that you've seen, like, lived more some of their experiences?
100%. It's weird. It's like the home away from home concept, because England, when we lived here and I was a kid, England was almost home. It never felt completely like home, but we'd go to visit my grandparents and we'd see everything I loved from England, and also lived things that we lived in our household, like cultural things, British things. But you don't fully understand it until I think you actually live there and everything. So at first I thought it was going to be easy heading to the UK, but it definitely wasn't 100% what I expected. It does take a little bit getting used to, because you realise how Spanish you really are when you do go back and you're living with 100% fully British people.
Did you go to try and kiss people when they said hello and they're like, oh my God?
Well, I didn't even get close to people. Like, even if you go and hug them, there's a little bit of a, oh no, give me my space. So I'm so glad I didn't do that. Yeah, there's definitely different mannerisms, different ways of communicating, and that's just like as a standard when you notice that just as you arrive in the country, never mind like living and speaking and trying to become friends with everybody. So yeah.
What about the shopping and the food choices? Were you like a bit surprised, because there's a lot more, I suppose, even like vegan, how do you say it in English? Vegan? Vegan, I don't know. With the vegan things, I know that my daughter, when she went to England, like, she was so surprised because in Spain there was a lot less. And yet, in that respect, in all respects, there seemed to be a lot more choice in supermarkets and different things.
100%. Me and my friend, we'd go to lots of coffee shops. I love coffee, so we'd go everywhere, and I'd stand at the counter and they'd say, what milk do you want? And the first time they said it, I was like, excuse me? And I was like, what milk? Like cow's milk? I don't know. And they're like, almond milk, oat milk. And I was like, oh my gosh, of course. And it's weird because it's obvious, but you don't really get that here unless you specify. So those little things, it's a vegan paradise for those who are, definitely. I went to Sainsbury's, I think, and I tried to buy a tortilla de patatas, and I can say it was not the same, but I missed it.
That's the things you have to learn to make yourself.
Yes.
When my daughter went off to England, the first thing, like before she went, we showed her how to make paella, how to make her own little tortillas de patatas, because it's like those basic foods that you won't find perhaps when you're away.
I introduced everybody to tinto de verano, because there's no such thing there. It's just red wine and lemonade, isn't it? And now my English friend is a big fan of it, so I'm very glad I managed to take that to Sheffield.
And when you were in Sheffield and you were studying, what were the kind of things you covered in your course?
Yeah, so as you said earlier, I did do journalism. It's journalism as a whole, not just broadcast, but I try to choose the path that would lead me to broadcast journalism, because we obviously had some optional modules. So we did a lot of writing, which I also do enjoy, like article writing, news writing, feature writing. And I must say, it was a very broad course and it covered most things. And I'm, as I said, a big fan of all the broadcast modules. In my last year, we did a lot of that. And we had a little mock TV show, and I was the presenter, and I was so excited about it. I was even nervous for that, so imagine this now. But honestly, it's such a dream I never imagined that after just a couple of months, I would already be doing something like this, thanks to you.
Well, I'm delighted, and a big thanks also to our lovely Hannah who put us in contact in the first place, because you came back to live here and were hoping to do something in television. And I believe someone mentioned that when you were little, the idea of maybe being a Holly Willoughby was something like that you would aspire to, and you are already presenting on a breakfast show. And so congratulations.
Thank you, Nicole, for making it all possible as well.
Well, it's lovely. A hashtag better together.
Yes.
And long may it last. Lily, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
And Happy New Year. Although I will be seeing you. Probably might not be seeing you, though. So thank you very much for joining us for another year of programmes in English, courtesy of Radio Television Marbella. Our town hall goes out of their way to make us foreigners feel included, loved and appreciated. So it's really nice that we get involved with them and show them our gratitude also. You can watch recordings of this programme from the rtvmarbella.tv website, or go to my website, nicoleking.es, for links to this show, also to my Marbella Moments column in the Euro Weekly News, and to our Zero Hero website with an ever-increasing list of venues who support the designated driver with free soft drinks. Well, that's it for now. Take care of yourselves, be nice to each other. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, y hasta pronto.